approve all of them, but then you had different board members that did not attend, and now you're down to no quorum to approve the 2012. So I would suggest that you don't take action on the 2012, just submit them for the record and leave them as unapproved. That leaves the people that weren't there, which are 3 of you, no liability to being responsible if there were errors in that or corrections that were not made. I believe all of these meetings, I know I've gone back pretty far back to get audio CDs of meetings, so Susan does a good job of keeping a record of that. So if there is ever litigation on a 2007 minutes that were unapproved, it states clearly, and that they're just, that's the record. Okay. So I'm suggesting that you bring the 29th, because that's the last one. Bring it back for approval before the board. You still have a quorum for that. And that you just don't take any action on the 2012. I mean, this is past practice. And I don't think there's anybody up there that would agree straying from that. Mr. Burns can keep you guys out of jail. But who's going to keep you out of jail?
Iona McCain.
Yes, thank you so very much. I just want to ask a general question. Is why can't we approve these minutes as they come? That's number one. Number two is that I think I've been in a lawsuit for quite a few years at one time, and it was based on the minutes that we could not find who made the approval to bring the lawsuit. In other words, it wasn't you, chairman, not you, I mean chairman, it wasn't the chairman, and it wasn't county council, and it wasn't the administrator, type thing, and we couldn't pinpoint. The supervisor chairman was Jim Chapman at the time. Came up to me. That my recollection brings that to me, and couldn't find out who brought the cause of action. Well, after deep study of it, and my attorney, Brad Fuller, wasn't that sharp on it, it was a county employee that did it. That didn't have any authority whatsoever. It was Rick Simon. But by that time, you have time limits and things to get around it. So I think it's really, really important that you guys, figure out why can't we get people signing on it when they're all there that can make a quorum and that sort of thing.
So, Mr. Chairman, you have the option to approve minutes or not. It's your prerogative. If you want to go back into 2012 and approve minutes for that time period for which there is no quorum here, there's a process for that. That's all. All right? Or they could be left as unapproved. That's your prerogative too. But what's important to note is we've moved past the point of the statement, the emphatic statement that there is a legal preclusion from passing upon minutes for which you were not present. As Mr. Chapman correctly points out, there is some premise for acting that way. That's my point.
Okay,
Thank you.
Now you're thinking one at a time. I ask for motion. If there's no motion, they'd be left unapproved.
I move that we approve the minutes of June 19, 2012. And being one of the board members who was present there, I looked at it and I didn't see anything that appears to be inconsistent with my memories of that particular meeting and the normal conduct of business. So I would recommend the full board approve the minutes of June 19, 2012.
I'll second, because I did listen to it, but I do have one correction to those minutes. And that is down on the bottom when you're talking about agenda approval. You have
Just a second. This is the June 19 minutes?
Yes.
And where's it?
Down at the very bottom under agenda approval.
Yes.
You have urgency finding for the roof replacement. Shouldn't that be funded?
No, was it, we had to make a
No.
finding.
To add to the agenda.
To add
There's a finding to add to the
Okay.
agenda.
Finding.
It was a fine.
They had to make
Yeah.
a finding to be, and it took a 4/5 vote to do that,
Mhm.
we had a 5 vote.
I thought it was a fine.
Yeah.
That was my question.
When you use, invoke the emergency statute, you have to make a finding as to what the emergency was.
Okay.
Got a motion and a second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Ayes have it.
Stay.
You abstain. Vote passes. 2 abstentions and 3 yes. 6/26/2012.
I'll make the same motion for that one as well.
You abstain second.
Yes.
Have any corrections on it?
No.
No. We got a motion and a second, any discussion? All in favor, say
You'll
aye.
live to regret it.
Opposed, say no. Abstention? 2 abstain. Now we're back and the calendar.
Did we do the last one?
Yeah,
No.
it was April 22nd, now we have it.
Okay, thank you.
I said now we're back on the calendar.
I would move that we approve the minutes of April 22nd as well.
That was second, that was a correction on page 4, under public comment speakers.
Where is that, sir?
Very last paragraph.
Okay, at the bottom.
Yeah. It should be Ted Crum and,
No,
you
no.
take off the L on.
Oh, okay. That's typo.
With that correction, we got a first motion and a second. Any more corrections? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Ayes have it. Okay, we will move to
Jeff
H7.
abstained. I think Jeff
Did you abstain? Oh, I didn't catch that. Jeff abstained.
And we have one more.
No, there's nothing on for April 29th.
Okay, page 7.
More
H7.
agenda item, yes.
Mr. Chairman, the board has previously directed and entered into a contract with the Lake Valley Recreation Authority to transfer a portion of the Roosevelt Pool site to the JPA for the purpose of building a pool. The authority, the contract contemplated, and the contract, by the way, was drafted by the JPA and reviewed by us, contemplated a quitclaim deed from the county to the JPA for that portion of property. Subsequent to that contract, city administrator has contacted me and asked that the county reconsider and consider issuing a grant deed instead of a quitclaim deed. The purpose for that is that they would like to obtain title insurance on the property. Can't do that according to their title insurer or with quitclaim deed. I don't see any significant risks with issuing a grant deed. We are, compared to a quitclaim deed, we're warranting that we own the property, and we're deeding. That's the distinction between a quitclaim and a grant deed, is that we're basically warranting that we own it and we're transferring it rather than we're just quitclaiming any interest that we may or may not have. So I'm asking or recommending that the board authorize either myself or the chairman to execute a grant deed to the Joint Powers Authority. They're under a time constraint to try to get it done, I believe, by the end of this week.
Yeah, there's two reasons for that. One is that we've got a grant application that we're presenting that requires that they have ownership of the property. And the second part is we have a contractor on site that is finishing up the abatement of the property, and with the granting of the deed, it would allow us to do a change order with them, because we would like to have the fuel tanks that are on the county portion to be removed rather than having to come back later and deal with it, since it's already, he's taking care of the fuel tank on the school site property. So I would move, Mr. Chairman, that the CDA will be authorized to sign the grant deed on behalf of the county.
I'll second that.
Well, the chairman, yeah. Authorize the chairman to sign the grant deed on behalf of the county.
Somebody second.
I'll sign.
We got 2 seconds, take it to take.
Second and third.
Any discussion?
How long does it take for the grant deed to go through? Is that just,
They're almost immediate. It'll be signed at the title company, and they typically record them within a day or two.
Okay.
We'll read their deadline.
Yeah.
Yeah, the deadline actually would be technically next Sunday, but for the date on the application that goes to the state, so as long as it's done by Friday, it's not a big issue.
Since you brought it up, there are some simultaneous actions that have to occur. The city's also in the middle of conducting a lot line adjustment to combine this portion of our parcel with the parcel that they already own that they acquired from the school district. That'll all be done simultaneously, but this deed is a part of that. The lot line will be approved by the city and all recorded by Friday.
I think they're meeting tonight, the planning commission or whoever does the lot line adjustments. There is some urgency.
Okay, any more questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Ayes have it. He said no. Karen said no.
Thank you.
Okay, information to the Board of Supervisors.
Mr. Chairman, just one item. I would let the board know that the emergency medical transportation plan has been approved by the state. That just happened yesterday.
What happened?
The ambulance emergency plan.
So we know that now?
So now they're,
No, we're just
We
getting
get
started.
to bring back and vote on it 3 more times.
For
today.
will be, NorCal EMS will be issuing an RFP very quickly. Bob and I encouraged them to do so yesterday. This is when we found out. And so they'll be coming back. They're meeting today to finalize a schedule for that request for proposal process, and we'll report to the board as soon as we have that.
Mrs. Spencer.
Just this is the information for the board. September 9th, 2014 and April 29th, 2014 minutes are still outstanding. If that can be addressed, we'll be all caught up.
Thank you. Anything else?
Closed session.
You're
Hey,
gonna
Can
go
I
back to-
add something,
Go ahead.
please? Item Jane. In trial, in the courtroom, I can remember that Judge Jack Halpin had Teresa Nagel, was the clerk at the time, had her come in specially to verify under oath that these minutes were correct and approved. I'm just saying how important this is that we can have this done as you go along. Thanks.
All right, thank you. We're going to go back into closed session.